Hello, and welcome back to Call of Saregnar. Let's go ahead and continue our investigation to where that gambler went. He had to have gone in this direction. But where? The water was refreshing. Huan was glad of the drinking posts the king had erected throughout the kingdom. They were a sign that the water was clean and safe to drink. It's nice that we can get water easily. Okay. Might as well cross. I might already be missing things, I think, but I'm eager to find this gambler. Oh, there's something over there, I think. No, just a winding path. Well, that was a waste of time. Just checking. Alright. Looks like there's some tent? Oh no, they're mounds. Mounds. Interesting. Why do you have mounds all over the place around here? I want answers. They knocked and waited. After several minutes passed, Sam leaned to the door frame to listen if anything was stirring within the house. Can't hear anyone within. Let's just go. What? Oh, come now. How could this be completely unattended? I don't think I can click on these. Very strange. Nothing special. I don't see anything. Yeah, I can't click on anything. Let's go to the house first, and then we'll swing back to the other building there. Maybe there'll be someone here. They were invited into the small house. After explaining they were travelers on their way to Arvanmore, Raminid, the head of the farmer family, offered them a place to sit next to the fire pit. "We were just about to have breakfast," said his wife, then added, "Tirthan has been generous this year, so food is plentiful. We'll be happy to share." Huan welcomed the warm food he'd been given, and Sam readily emptied his plate. "It would be nice to hear news from the outside," Raminid said between one mouthful and the next. "We used to have visitors now and then, but these days they rarely stop to have a chat. Everyone seems to be in a hurry." Huan spent a good part of the hour recounting what he knew, and whenever the story got too dull to Sam's liking, the light-hearted rogue promptly added all sorts of embellishments to the tale, even sung one of his songs, which amused Sarah, Raminid's wife, to no end. When they were done, Sarah addressed Sam. "Now that was quite a tale. Next time you visit Ramar, I'd love to hear you sing another one." Sam had accepted the compliment with a broad smile, and together with Huan, they rose and thanked them for the hospitality. As they walked towards the door, Raminir said, "Good luck on your travel, boys. If you haven't been to our temple, you should really do so. Perhaps talk to the priestess while you're there." "Perhaps we will. Thank you," Huan replied, closing the door behind him. Oh dear, it's getting late. I probably should have just gone straight to the temple. Oh, okay. So this is similar to being in the tavern. We can look around and see if we can... Let's talk to this young woman. The scent was familiar. While it eluded him at first, it took a long moment for Huan to realize that what he smelled was a herb he last handled at the University of Magic in Indara. Due to its innumerable curative and mystical properties, the relatively rare Ormanus was sought after by both healers and practitioners of magic, and therefore it often commanded high prices on the market. Huan remembered how, in his first year of study, Mage Farron lashed out at him for using the whole plant in an experiment. Snapping out of his reverie, Huan realized he must have been staring at the young woman the whole time. Thankfully, if he was to judge from her expression, she wasn't as much annoyed as she was amused. "Please excuse me, I didn't mean to stare. But the bundle of Ormanus you're carrying brought back memories. Are you by chance willing to sell some? I could surely make good use of it in our travels." "I'm sorry, but I swore an oath to see it delivered to the priests of Halia. But why the interest, if I may ask? A herbalist, perhaps? Can't I often run into those who would have heard of it, let alone know the herb?" "No, I'm not a herbalist, but I have studied about them in Andara, so I can make use of most if need be. Besides, the unique properties of herbs always fascinated me, so I try to learn of them wherever I can." "I see. It's good to meet someone with a keen eye for herbs. If you're in need to purchase some, though, you're welcome to my shop, Nature's Gift, in Erdigan. My name's Lynn. I'll be sure to give you a fair price if you visit." "Thank you for the offer, Lynn. If the road ever takes us to Ergenden, we'll be sure to stop by. Oh, and, Huan. And I'm Huan. It's been a real pleasure meeting you." "The pleasure was all mine." Talk to us about Hualien." "I thought the temple of our luck goddess was far off in Ingaroth. Are you planning to travel there all by yourself? Surely a courier could safely deliver those herbs in your stead." "You'd think that would have been the soundest choice, but it's been weeks since I last saw a courier carriage pass through Ergenden. It's like our little village has suddenly gone off the map. Meanwhile, I pray to the god of travelers for good fortune. I was sure the courier still passes through there, so it shouldn't be long before I return to my shop." Okay. "Goodbye, then. There is someone here." He was lost in thought. After exchanging a few words with the man, Helen learned his name was Nomau, and that he was a farmer from the outskirts of Ramar. He told him that his wife disappeared 2 weeks ago. After going to fetch some water from the river, he's been praying to Ter Nan since, so she may return safely home again. "No one's found any trace of her," he told him on. "The whole village joined the search. Even Lord Longcoat's dogs couldn't catch her scent. She simply vanished," the man said, bursting into tears. Huan stayed for a while longer, consoling the man as best he knew. Then he excused himself and returned to Sam. "His wife vanished. No trace of her anywhere." "Maybe she just left him?" "No, I don't believe that's the case. The whole thing feels wrong." Sam shrugged. A servant beckoned them to sit. "The High Priestess is currently in prayer. So if you would be so kind to wait, I will let her know of your presence." Time dragged by, especially for Sam, who was now nervously pacing up and down the hall, stopping at the door several times, listening for whatever was happening beyond that boundary into the holy realm that only priests had access to. "This is maddening," he said while descending the few steps into the augment, but as soon as he touched the last step, the lodge door opened and a tall woman wearing priestly garments stepped through. To those present she bowed her head. Then she smiled at Sam. "I am sorry if the wait has caused you any grief. Our god has been restless recently and relies much on our priestly chants." Huan stood up, and Sam tried to say something, but words eluded him, so he cast his gaze downwards in silence. It was Huan who addressed the holy woman. "We apologize, High Priestess. There is no dire need behind our visit. We simply wanted to talk." "We can talk," she replied, her eyes lined with weariness. "But let us be quick, as I have other matters to attend to." During the session with the priestess of Saregnar, they touched many topics about the god himself, but they also discussed the recent events that had befallen them, including the matter with the gambler. "The balance of power is being tipped over. Like I have said before, our god is troubled, and we have received note of similar disruptions from other temples as well," said the priestess gravely. "You should be wary on your travels, particularly you, Huan, for I feel you are embarking on a journey much longer than you had planned for." The priestess seemed to contemplate something, then she spoke to Sam. "Within you, I can feel a similar disturbance, much alike the one that has affected our temple home, but it is early to guess the nature of it. Time will tell." Lastly, she took their hands and said, "Look out for each other, for I see danger on your way." She then excused herself and bid them farewell. "I really don't like that woman, Hugh. It felt like she looked right through me. Got goosebumps all over." "Yes, I felt it too. But she is a high priestess after all. Those close to the gods often possess special talents." "Yeah, talents to make one shit his pants. Let's go. I don't want to stay here a moment longer." Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything else. I think I've done everything. So let's leave. Doesn't look like there's anything else of interest. So let's continue chasing the gambler. Take a shortcut here, cross the fields. Where could the gambler have gone? Hopefully we don't get ambushed on our hurry. Still, we'll get docked soon, and we have to get somewhere. Hopefully this is just... Oh no, I want to go to that house. Okay. I'll cut across the fields. Okay, let's take a look. The door was ajar. Signaling for silence, he crept towards the house and carefully peeked through the gap. The inside was dark and quiet, with pieces of furniture scattered about and nothing of any real value in sight. No one seemed to have been living here for some time. Still careful not to divulge their presence to whoever might be listening, he slowly pushed the door inward, but the old door protested with a loud groan. "There goes our silent approach, shall we?" He went off for opening the door fully, but as soon as he took a step in, a deathly stench invaded his nostrils, and he fought the urge to throw up. Lying in the corner, face down in the ashes of the fire pit, was a man, his clothes bloody and soiled. His back was pierced by an iron rod, probably a fire iron, and 2 of the man's fingers had been cut off and cast into the pit. "Is that our man?" asked Sam, the insides of elbow covering his mouth and nose. Hewen nodded. "I think so." At that point, Sam pushed past him and took a closer look at the body. "It is him," he said. "But there's no money on the body whatsoever. Whoever did this picked him clean." Suddenly, the sound of a sword leaving its scabbard came from outside, and a rough male voice announced, "You two, drop your weapons on the ground and walk out, slowly." Hewen turned towards the door, taking a step back, and Sam straightened, instinctively going for his weapons. As if making a point, a second sound followed, a crossbow string being drawn and locking. "Let's not make them wait, Hugh," Sam said, as he concealed a throwing knife in his sleeve. "Got any fine spell to distract the bolt-firing whoreson?" I do," Hewen replied, a lump forming in his throat. "But I never used it to do harm before. It is forbidden," he added gravely, then closed his eyes in concentration. Ah, hexes. Oh, I love hexes. Anytime a game uses a hex battle system, I really like it, as I've demonstrated in some previous videos. Hexes. Okay, so this is me. I wonder if right-clicking does anything. Does right-clicking do anything? Nope. Let's see, there is ranged attack, defend, rest, spellcasting. So this party consists of a mage and a rogue. We don't have like an armored person here, so we have to. Actually, we should probably get rid of that crossbow guy as quickly as we can. So let's do that. Oh, well, that didn't do anything. Alright, let's cast a spell. Okay, well, that's not particularly useful right now. We don't need it. Oh, these were not the same spells that he had available before. Well, that one was, but the other one's different. Cause the air around the enemy to vibrate so fast that it heats up to the point that it burns the target. Okay. Oh, I see. We can make it cost a variable amount. Let's try 5. let's continue to go after that guy. That guy's dangerous with his crossbow. We don't want to suffer ranged attacks on our mage. Can I get to him? Okay, good. I wonder if I can reach him from this range. Oh no! Is he trying to get away? Well, he's down. Okay, so... let's cast some more spells. Might as well. There's no reason not to. And then we have to use this. Let's do more. Let's do 7. Yeah. Magic does a lot more damage. Actually, I'm running out of endurance, of course. But I'm delaying the battle a bit so that, well, I can see how the combat all works. I probably could have more easily killed them with a lot more endurance use. Huan stood in silence. Just moments before, the enemy was trying to kill him, and now that same enemy lay at his feet. He imagined the man to raise and grab at him or cry out another, "Come on," but silence pervaded the battlefield. Today, he won the fight. Oh. Oh! Okay. Sorry, it didn't occur to me that it would just immediately go down, or out, and their bodies are on the ground. So what do we have? Kingdoms issue armor offer. Okay. So let's put that on you. A short sword. Okay. That might be better than a falchion. More traveler rations. That's always a good thing. Just give them all to him and we'll sort it out later. And quite a bit of money. And was that just him, or did the other one, do I need to search the other one too? Yes, I do. Okay, he has a crossbow. I figured. Okay. All right. Huan stared at the body. "Sam, I think we should bury him," he said. There was a look of near pity on his face. "Just leave it to the beasts," Sam replied, shaking his head. "It won't be long until something catches his scent and drags him away." But where did the money go? Was that actually the money that was on their bodies? It's not quite clear on that. Let's just see if there's any, like, other thing that happens. Doesn't look like it. I think we should swing back. But we might need to rest soon. It's getting late. Alright, well that was certainly a little bit more exciting than the previous video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.